All right, hello everybody. Hello, and hello again. As always, it's an opportunity for us to thank the Lord for another day. You all come on in, and we're gonna get started here. I'm grateful to God to see another day. Sometimes we take life for granted, but every day is a day of Thanksgiving. So we're alive and well this morning. Might have some aches and pains, but we're here by the grace of God. Mr. John Donegan on Instagram. Sam Brooks is on Instagram. Doris, good morning to you. All right, here come my Facebook people. The Johnny Beckton is here. So far, I see 10 people on Facebook and 4 on Instagram. All right, Instagram, y'all got to turn your game up. Turn your game up. Turn your game up. All right. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Lisa, Lori, Tobias. All right, here we go. Deborah Kane. Miss Patsy is on Instagram. Patsy 3 joined you. All right, good morning. Marcia, good morning. It's another bright and, well, it's cold outside, so, it's cold outside St. Louis. It's going to get better, y'all. Just hang in there. It's springtime. This is just a moment. It's going to pass. All right, lady, I can see CJ. I don't have my glasses on, but nevertheless, good morning to you. Let's get started. Good morning, Sharita, my middle daughter. Something about that middle child. Thank God for all 3 of my lovely daughters, and they love their daddy. Girls love their daddy, that's for sure. Doug tell me it's not hot in Florida. We know that, Doug. Just be nice, Doug. Linda, good morning to you. Linda Robinson, Marilyn Baldwin, Alicia, good morning. All right, let's get started. I would certainly hope that you would share this morning this work with someone. I did go through my the post and read where many of you were blessed by the lesson Monday. And I want to continue that as I am on this journey to help you by the grace of God to become a better version of you. And listen to me, I'm working on me too. Let's be clear about that. All right. I'm not just, God is working on me too. So he's working on me and he's working on you, but he's using me to coach you. That's what I do. I am a coach. I've been doing it for a long time. You all know I recently, I think the latter part of last year, maybe this year, got my certification as a professional life coach, but just adding something to my resume to further validate who I am and what I do. There is Sharon Sue from Jacksonville, Florida. Had to get that in, you all. Jacksonville, Florida. My good friend Abraham Lincoln Washington is my good friend there in the sunny state of Florida, of course, with Apostle Doug Alexander as well. As a matter of fact, Apostle Alexander is going to be undertaking his conference here in a few days. Okay, so how to build healthy self-esteem. Let me just reiterate the definition of self-esteem, and that is the term self-esteem is used to describe a person's overall subjective sense of personal worth or value. In other words, self-esteem may be defined as how much you appreciate and like yourself regardless of the circumstances. Listen to me. Early in life, something happened to us. Something happened to us. All of us were exposed to collateral damage. It could have been the result of a trauma from a divorce. Parents got a divorce. Perhaps you witnessed an act of violence. You were in a car accident. Maybe you've been maimed physically, emotionally, psychologically. Something happened to you. We all of us had damaged self-esteem. Let's be clear about that. None of us came in here whole. Thanks be to God, he is rebuilding us, but it has to be intentional. So again, it is subjective, your subjective sense of personal worth. All right. I gave you Monday. The first thing they do to build their self-esteem is they live with an attitude of humility. That's number one. All right. Number two, they believe in themselves. They believe in themselves. People who have high self-esteem have confidence in their own abilities. They recognize what they're good at, are confident that they are able to improve where necessary, and unlike people with low self-esteem, believe that they deserve to do better. They believe that they deserve to do better. They deserve the best. Uh, they not they don't shun their ability. They have confidence. Real talk. I just want to give you a definition of what low self-esteem is. Low self-esteem is when someone lacks confidence about who they are and what they can do. They often feel incompetent, unloved, or inadequate. People who struggle with low self-esteem are constantly afraid about making mistakes or letting other people down. It's a classic. And when an individual has low self-esteem, once again, they feel incompetent, unworthy, and they tend to be indecisive about making decisions. They tend to procrastinate, and they're concerned about others' opinions, and they're concerned about failure. They're concerned. Let me just give you a simple example. Your computer, if you're forming a document, it's a Word document. If you make a mistake, they have an arrow at the top of the document where you can arrow back. You can erase the mistake. But if you're afraid to make mistakes, guess what? Let me help you today. When you raise your level of self-esteem, you'll look back on what you've done and you'll challenge yourself. You know what? I made a mistake, but it's going to get better. I'm going to be better, a better version of me. Once again, you got to believe in yourself. All right. You got to take responsibility for your own actions, and no, they don't look to others to make decisions for them. Here's the point. Folk with high self-esteem take responsibility for their own actions, and they don't look to others to make decisions for them. Yes, they get counsel, they get advice, but they have a sense of, I got to do this for me. I was talking to my financial planner last week, and she was telling me she's going to take a week off, just self-help, self-preservation, self-health. She said she's gonna just take a week off, get a hotel room, be by herself. She said she's not gonna tell her husband, not gonna tell her children. I'm just gonna get away. Sometimes you gotta just do that. Just get away. Take care of yourself. You're giving, you're serving, you're taking care of other people. Now you gotta take care of yourself. All right. And here's the other side. All right. They do not need approval of others to feel good about who they are. I dare not. Hear me today. It's not arrogance, it's not pride, but I dare not give other people the leverage to define who I am. That's not going to happen. Now, I didn't get it overnight, obviously, but I've acquired this understanding of who I am, who God created me to be. And so I'm not looking for approval, real talk. And whenever you're on a public platform, I've been in the public for a long time. Many years. I'm telling you, television ministry, radio ministry, billboards, bus banners, and had advertising in the movie theater. Now, of course, in a worldwide sense, on a social media platform. If I'm afraid of what folk gonna say about me, then guess what? My self-esteem would suffer greatly. You hear me today? The third thing they do in terms of building their self-esteem is they speak the truth in love without fear, rejection, and with no intent to harm others. Boy, I felt God with that one. It's real talk. They speak the truth in love without fear, rejection, and with no intent to harm others. This is the truth of the matter. When you speak truthfully and lovingly, it doesn't matter if the person you are talking to is truly, listen, is able to truly hear what you're saying. If you're speaking in love and the person you're talking to don't hear what you say, it's okay. That really doesn't matter. So often, listen, I've been guilty of this. We suppress our feelings. We suppress what we're thinking, how we're feeling. And I'll be honest with you, when I've done that, I found myself at times blowing up because you feel like you're backed up in a corner. Now you got to get it out, and so you got to learn. There are times you need to hold it in, and there are times you need to express yourself. All right, and note that as you take this posture, you're not trying to change people. All right, you're not trying to change people or change someone. You're trying to change yourself, and people will bully you in the workplace, in church, in your home. That's a fault. That's a fact. And we just ride along. And listen to me. All of us are guilty of enabling people. Let's keep it real. Thank you, Lord. We all have been guilty of enabling people, giving people the reign and the scope to do, to say, to act a certain way. And many times we said nothing about it. We enable those individuals. Sometimes you got to just draw the line on some stuff. Because why? Your self-esteem is suffering. You wake up one day and you look at your life and you'll beat yourself up because you took it too long and you suffered greatly. And the person I've listened to Tasha Cobb this morning, and she was talking about she was on the international platform and talking about folk was getting delivered, folk were being set free. She was talking about break every chain, the song she was singing, break every chain. She said while she was singing that song, you all, her heart was broken. It was broken. How often do we do what we do, and yet behind this veil, we're suffering in silence, or we're suffering as a result of wanting to be accepted, or whatever the case may be? Here's my point, and I'm gonna move on. You got to work on you. Work on you. Real talk. All right. Build your self-esteem. Number 4, they have learned how to separate their feelings from the message being delivered. Boy, this is huge. If you're in business, you're negotiating contracts, or you're engaging in dialogue with, your boss, your supervisor about a raise, whatever the case may be, you got to learn how to differentiate and compartmentalize your emotions. Because you're angry about whatever the case. Well, you got to learn how to separate your feelings from the message being delivered. If you have a strong level of self-appreciation and self-worth, you will know that not everything is an attack on who you are. Jesus. People who feel they're being attacked all the time are classic when it comes to low self-esteem. Real talk. People who, when they can't, accept the difference of opinion, or they deem it as being attacked, they have low self-esteem. And you have to assess that, evaluate that, all right, and make the adjustment, all right? Because when people are trying to help you, they're always trying to attack you. By being able to remove the emotion from what is being said, you are better able to understand the message being communicated to you. When you separate the emotion, someone called me the other day, and I won't go who it was. They called me the other day, and they're very emotional, ultra emotional. I had to reel them in. I had to go coach mode on them. Had to go coach. Lovingly, I did this, of course, but I had to reel them in because I had to help them understand that, first of all, you got to turn down the dial of your emotions so you can hear what's being said to you. My God. Got to turn that dial down, all right? Because until you learn how to separate your feelings from the message, you'll always feel offended or attacked. Number 5, they recognize how emotions such as anger, fear, and guilt can influence their life. Let me say it again. They recognize, this is stuff, man, that we have to work on. We have to separate, and discern what's going on while we're tripping. They recognize how emotions such as anger, fear, and guilt can influence their life. Those with stable levels of self-esteem are able to look beyond the emotion and identify the reasons for and the source of these emotions. Let me say this again. Those with stable levels of self-esteem are able to look beyond the emotion and identify the reasons for and the source of those emotions. That's real, man. When you develop high self-esteem, you're able to filter through your emotions and hone in on why you feel like you feel. My God, why? You have to ask yourself. I do. You have to ask yourself, why? Why? Stop, pause. Why? Why do I feel like this? Why am I acting like this? Come on, you all. Why am I, taking this? Why? Why won't I change? Why won't I build my self-esteem? Y'all help me out this morning. Real talk. Until you discover the ability to say why to yourself, and your why is the reason. It filters through the hurt and the pain and whatever the case may be. And you say, why? Why am I angry? Why? Why am I allowing fear, the fear of public speaking, the fear of people? Listen, I preach every week to thousands every week. And trust me, I trust in the Lord. I never take preaching and teaching for granted. Never. I always pray. It's always a moment I have to ask God to help me. Because when you're up in the public like me, every week, preaching to thousands, I can't take the same sermon every week and preach it. Y'all say, this dude is crazy. I have to ask God to help me be creative, to articulate, to not be nervous because people are watching me and listen to me. Yes, I get it wrong sometimes. I don't say stuff right sometimes. We all mess up on some aspect of public speaking. But I can't let that define me. It's a moment. It's a moment, you all. So start asking yourself, why? Why? Right? So build the self-esteem. It's got to be intentional. There are people right now, you'd be surprised, up in age, have seen God's hand on their life and still have low self-esteem. And it affects the other relationships in your life. It's a fact. And unfortunately, some are looking to another person to build them up. It ain't gonna happen. Yes, people can speak life and they can encourage us, they can comfort us. I do agree with that. But when it's all said and done, it is our responsibility to build our self-esteem. And with God's help, you can do it. Yes, you can. But you have to make a decision that I'm not going to allow myself to succumb to a lesser version of who God has called me to be. That's real talk. Because what happens when you have low self-esteem, it transcends and it starts affecting your children, your spouse, folk that you're leading. I looked at a guy that a few weeks ago. He is a professional football coach, NFL, and I watched his actions. Team losing. This is some months ago, of course. And while he's talking and giving his interview, his head is down like this. He's the coach. His head is down like this. I'm thinking to myself, you're the coach, man. Yes, you have a losing record, but it clearly, in my estimation, exposed an area in his life that he needs to build, and that is self-esteem. Because if you're the coach, you're the leader, and get this, I do this. Listen to me. I told the people last on the prayer line this morning, yesterday, well, last night, my training. 2 weeks ago, two Sundays ago, when the Lord just showed up and showed out, I almost didn't go to church that Sunday. It's real talk. I'm just keeping it real. Almost, I didn't want to go to church. I was in a bad place emotionally. Didn't want to do it. I fought. But guess what? I fought through my emotions and I went to church and God used me in a profound way. What if I had? Now, yes, it was challenging, man. Hear what I'm telling you. I'm sitting in church broken for real. That's not unusual. We go through moments with being broken by life. But as a warrior, as a champion, when the bell rings, it's time to go to work. It's time to fight. Time to go. Yes, I didn't feel like it. That based on my feelings. It's called my calling, the mantle. The mantle. You don't become the leading rusher in the NFL without getting hit sometimes. You don't accomplish championship status without being hit. You're going to get hit. But keep on grinding because your self-esteem awaits you. Because once you discover who you are and you walk in that mantle, you a threat and you know it. And you know it. All right. Gotta go. Y'all be blessed. I will continue this teaching Friday. Lord say the same. Hey, man. Hey, sister. Hey, brother. Work on your self-esteem. Because what God is taking you to, you got to know who you are. You got to know who you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes, you are. All right. God bless you. Share, like, love my page. All right. Be blessed. Thank you for supporting and always thank you for your prayers. Have a blessed day.